When you convert a practice from an insurance-based practice, you can't get rid of all your billing people, because we have a special way of converting over within the first 6 months to 1 year, changing your practice over. We don't want you to get rid of all your insurance patients right away. It's against probably the traditional way of recommendations of doing these practices, but we have a special way of doing that for our franchisees, because we think it's stupid to leave money on the table that you have already coming in from insurances. And there's a process we'll have you do that to change over. So you don't get rid of everybody right away, and that's probably needs to be said up front. But the costs can be quite minimal, especially if you're willing to use what you've got. It doesn't have to be that much. But to start a new practice from the scratch, from ground up, if you want to do it first class, you're going to spend over $400,000 or $500,000. The practice that we started in this office today, which is one of the largest practices in the country, I started with $10,000 because I was not afraid to buy use this, use that to get going. And we encourage the doctors to use creativity. We don't want to tell you how to practice medicine. Most of the stuff, that's for you as a doctor. There's things we want you to be aware of with different types of medicine that we can go into. But so far as a practice, the franchise is a model, not of how you practice medicine, but more a model of how you do it, so far as the billing and and so far as how that you make it so that the patients will love you. Little tips for the doctor, how to make it so that you have less exposure and risks for a whole bunch of things, and how to get it so that you don't have to worry about your staff. I mean, just the average doctor, unless they're very, very large in a corporation, isn't even aware of all the legal things that have to be done just from a HR point of view. I mean, the HR stuff alone is probably a bunch of papers that thick of things that you need to do. For the practice, that's all set up for you. Check mark, this, you do this, this is a form you use for this is a form you use, this is how you do this. That's invaluable, so that you don't get in trouble legally down the road if something happens. We have an HR bulletin for our staff of what to do and how to work and all the things that happen. For most practices, even to get a consultant to come in and do it, can be $2,500 to $12,000 to do that. It's all free included because we've done the work for you. But it's neat. It's scary when you start. It doesn't have to cost that much.